Hello everyone. In this session we'll learn about functions in Python. What are functions? A function is a block of reusable code that performs a specific task. Functions help organize code into reusable blocks, making programs more modular and easy to maintain. We define a function once and use it whenever needed. Functions make programs more readable and efficient. In this module we will learn how to define and call functions, function parameters and arguments, returning values from functions. Now let's create a new Python file called functions where we will learn more about using functions in Python. As we learned earlier, a function is a reusable block of code that performs a specific task. Let's see how to define and call a function. Here we define a function sayHello using the def keyword, which prints the message hello world when called. Def is an inbuilt keyword in Python that is used to define a function. Def is followed by the function name and then parenthesis and a colon. Within the function, the program logic is contained, which is executed when the function is called. In this case, when we run the function sayHello, it executes the print statement inside the function. Once a function is defined, we call it by writing its name followed by parenthesis. sayHello. Now let's run the code and see the results. As you see, we have hello world printed as the output. This is how we can define and call functions. Without functions, we would have to repeat the same code over and over again, leading to inefficiency and difficulty in maintenance. Let's have a look at another example. Suppose we have three similar statements to greet Alice, Bob, and Charlie as print hello Alice, print hello Bob, and print hello Charlie. This code prints greetings for three people. However, if we had hundreds of names, writing this manually would be impractical. Instead, let's use a function. Def greet name print hello name. Here we define a function greet using the def keyword. The function takes a parameter called name. Now instead of writing the print statement multiple times, we simply call the function and pass different names as arguments. Now let's run the code and see the output. As you see, we have three greetings, each of them printed using the function greet, which took the names Alice, Bob, and Charlie as parameter and printed them as output. As you saw in the previous example, we used the def keyword to define the function, followed by the function name greet and parenthesis containing the argument name. Inside the function, we wrote the code that was executed when the function was called. The function greet contained one parameter, name, but functions can also contain multiple parameters. Let's see this with the help of a simple example. Let's say we want to add two numbers and want to create a function for it. Here we created a function that takes two parameters a and b and uses them to print the sum of a and b. When we call add 3, 5, Python assigns 3 to a and 5 to b and then prints their sum. As we see in the output, the result is sum colon 8. In both the previous examples, we pass the values of the parameter while calling the function. We can also set default values for the parameters. So if an argument is not provided, Python uses the default parameter. Let's write the function greet using default parameters. Here we assigned the value guest as default for the parameter name. So if we don't provide any parameter when calling the function greet, guest is taken automatically by Python. Let's call the function greet with the first parameter value Alice, and now without any parameters. Let's run the code now. The input shows hello Alice and hello guest. In the first output, Alice has replaced guest as the parameter as it was explicitly passed when calling the function. In the second output, since no parameter was passed, hello guest is printed. Up until now, we created functions that performed a specific task but did not return any value. A function can also return a value using the return statement. This allows us to store the result and use it later. Now let's create a new function that calculates the square of a number and returns the squared value. Here the square function takes num as parameter and calculates the square of the number and returns the result. Next, we store this value in the variable result and print it. As you see, the output shows square of 4 is 16. The value of 16 is calculated inside the function square and is assigned to the variable result when the function square is called and is later printed using the print statement. In this lesson, we learned about functions in Python. We saw how to define functions using the def keyword, how to pass parameters and arguments, how to set default parameter values, and how to return values from functions. Thank you.